Morning, hope you're doing really well. Another day in Dover today for me, and we're heading up the hill to see an anti-aircraft battery because they're normally up hills. So we're going to head up and take a nosy. So enjoy your history lesson, and I'll see you on the other side. But before I take you there, lovely, beautiful view. Right, see you later.
In World War II, if you lived in Dover, it must have been a scary place, with the constant sound of German planes whizzing around and the sounds of guns from Dover's defensive network providing an unwelcome soundscape. Now what remains are ruins and structures that provide a reminder of what once was. No better example of this is Great Farthingloe anti-aircraft battery. Built at the start of World War II, this battery was originally named D1, was one of 4 massive heavy anti-aircraft batteries tasked with the aerial defence of Dover. The site had the standard 3.7-inch mounted guns with a circular road linking the 4 concrete emplacements, each surrounded by a ring of shell lockers as well as a central command post and sunken magazines. However, originally down the road there would have been the crew accommodation area, now demolished. It's being used for cattle to graze on. The incredible bravery of the soldiers stationed here can't be underestimated, and I hope that with a video like this it can be a reminder of how important sites like this are for our ever forgotten heritage.
Hello and welcome to Great Farthingloe Heavy Anti-Aircraft Battery, World War II, and we are right in the middle of our first gun battery, and it's quite deceptive because depending on where you walk around you wouldn't know that this even existed, and in fact actually it's really on Google Maps that gives us a true perspective of this outlay when you look at it from on top. But the location is absolutely perfect, and we're just going to spend a bit of time on this one today, not too much, because it's a heavy anti-aircraft battery. We've done plenty on this channel. This one's beautiful because it's in Dover, which puts a lot of context into the defence scheme of Dover, which is great, so we can add that. But more importantly, we've got a lot of adventures to make today. And I'm just grateful that we're here. I've taken you along with me, and even though this one again has been another one that's been documented to death, I thought I'd show you it for my channel and for any viewers more specifically who've never seen it before. So obviously you can see this is where the gun was mounted. Obviously these are our little shell storage units, placed the shells, and then so that's one, but it's very deceptive around this whole area because it is literally, well, I mean, it's camouflaged itself via nature, if that makes sense. So nature's done an amazing job of camouflaging this beautiful place. Let's go down here. Da-da-da. Right, torch time, I believe. Get a torch out and see in a minute. Right, time to head into what I think is probably the ammunition store. So we'll have a look. I think the command post may be around the corner. So here we are anyway. Shell storage, ammunition storage, whatever you want to label that, but yeah, here we are. Nothing special except for this. Bay 2, Nature Mark Phil. Look at that. Bay 1, Batch, Nature Mark Mark. Read. No, I can't really read those. No RDS. And then somebody's just graffitied chalk all over that. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's nice that you get to see stuff like this actually. I mean, we've been in plenty of anti-aircraft batteries before where they've got, see there it looks like, sorry, getting distracted. Well, we've been in and we've seen actually relatively good conditions for heavy anti-aircraft batteries, but yeah. It's just quite nice to sort of go into one and sort of see it for its beauty, really, more than anything else. And again, you've got the reason why it's being separated is, I'm assuming, obviously due to the fact that if there is an explosion, there's a gap, it reduces dispersal. Yeah. Pretty special, right? So we need to go and keep having a look for some more hidden gems within this heavy anti-aircraft battery. Come on. Right, so we're going to keep moving on. And we know this is quite a sort of relatively well clustered heavy anti-aircraft battery, and already we've managed to find our second one. So if you look down there, that was our shell storage, and now we're at the number 2 gun. Don't really matter really for all of you lot, I'm just saying that for me so that I make sure that I can I can document it for me. Again, it's interesting, there's a lovely little engine placed in the middle. I often wonder how the hell they even got here in the first place, but you know. Again, relatively good condition. So shell storage again, as we know. It's rare that you ever get to see the original sort of shutters. You always see the oh my god, latches and all this sort of stuff, but you never really get to see the actual huge doors that they were encased in. There you go. Probably more likely to do with scrap merchants, isn't it? They'll just sort of take that type of stuff. It's easy to unhinge. There you go, so that's the second one. Again, not much to see, unfortunately, but enough that it gives you an idea of what this place was. I make no bones about it today, everybody. This video is not going to be the best video of this place you've ever seen in your life. So all I'm going to do is just document it on a very brief scale for you. Just so you get an idea, more importantly. So I don't mind if you want to dislike this video today. I'm not actually sure what that is, if I'm being honest. But if you go in, no idea on that. Is that a little shelter? Maybe. There are people out there screaming at me. I don't know that one. There you go. Way. Oh jeez. Right, let's keep going. I felt like a mini moan then. No, let's not do that. Let's enjoy our history today, everybody. Smiles on faces. Right, here's our third gun battery. Gun position. Oh, this video is epic. Epic video, Dan. yeah, it's just it's actually very peaceful and tranquil up here today. A little bit of wind, so you know, if it comes out in the audio, I do apologise. Alright, let's keep on. You wouldn't believe it, but it's actually quite bright, but there's a lot of clouds today, so I'm sort of coming out a little bit darker than normal. How many is that, by the way? 1, 2, 3. Need one more. There we go. Number 4. Is that another? It is another store for ammunition. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Oh wow, look at this. This one's easily the best one, but I think a lot of people have been heavily using this one for barbecues and such what. It gets a bit boring, doesn't it, sort of thing, when you start looking at stuff like this and sort of going graffiti, barbecue, fire pit. It's strange because I don't really want the focus to be on the graffiti, and yet it just does sometimes just stand out. And I always often say I don't mind it if it was actually good graffiti, but we live in a world where it's just standards have dropped. Yep. Disposable barbecue, again, nothing to do with the history of this site. I just thought I'd show you that because obviously that's very interesting. Not. Right, so what we're going to do, I think I've decided, there's a shed over there, but that's a gun shed. So I think we're going to go to that next, and then we'll come back into the ammunition store, and then I think the command post should be right in the middle, and then I think that's all of it. I think that is. And obviously, as you've probably been noticing, we're walking on it's actually been quite nice to actually see the original sort of path road here as well. Also, there's a few pillboxes, but they're pillboxes, aren't they? I mean, I'm going to do another pillbox variation video for you, by the way. Actually, that's a good point. I needed to remind all of you out there. I'm going to be doing a pillbox variation video at some point again, because a lot of people seem to like that. It's quite nice. So, if you didn't know, pillbox variations are just different variations of your normal standard pillbox. Do a video on that at some point soon. However, so I say soon, and yet I never know when these videos are ever going to come out. So, I'm pretty sure this was a gun store. We don't need a torch in here, do we? Wow. Yeah. This, I think, was a gun store. And it doesn't really give you many clues as to what else it could be. Right, there you go. We'll take a look out. We'll take a look at it from the outside, I think, as well, so you get a really good perspective of it. That's the roof. Look at that. And the shutters again. Right, here we are. Another, what I'm assuming is an ammunition. The only reason why I would assume that it is because it's got the, like I said, it's got the classic dividing wall, and we always know that when that happens, it's because that if there was an explosion, it's meant to sort of like reduce the dispersal by having a gap in between it. And the classic case and example of that is if you go to any gunpowder works really, so all gunpowder works in Kent, or Chilworth gunpowder works, where they had certain parts of the store where they had gaps in between to reduce the dispersal. But here we are. So we're going to go with that. You can see, I'm assuming they would have made notes on chalk to label it like we'd seen in the first one. However, the condition, oh no, that's alright. Again, it's so beautiful when you do see stuff like this, and it's just a nice little sort of addition to, you know, check out really. Because it sort of just gives you that extra little bit of feel to know that you're a part of an incredible bit of history. You know, and people have sort of just scribbled lots of chalk and messages and stuff, which, you know, what are you gonna do? Looks like a face. There you go. Again, people have been using this to camp out in, I'm assuming, and make their own memories, which is, you know, totally fine. Right, let's just have a walk around here. There you go. Just so we get a nice little look around. I mean, it's amazing how overgrown it is, really, but I really don't mind that. Way out and then try and find the command post, which should be in the middle, or near the middle anyway. There was also, which I'm probably not going to cover in the film, but along that, well, no, I don't know. No. There's meant to be living quarters and stuff that was along this. I mean, it was a proper heavy anti-aircraft battery with living quarters just there as well, but just beyond here. But I'm not sure if they're still here or not. I'm just trying to think. I'm assuming that path is the path from the gun store going round. But yeah, okay. Right, cool. Just making my own little notes. Strange really, because that's the view from the opposite side, and you sort of think, wow, it's absolutely beautiful, and then actually, weirdly enough, when you head over this way, it's even more amazing. When you see the sea, it's just really beautiful. You see the channel, absolutely incredible. I think I've got really lucky with the weather today, actually. Let's keep, oh god, a bit tricky to get up on here. Let's go. Right. Okay. Bear with me and I'll drop down. Just drop down. I'm assuming this has to be the command post for obvious reasons. I'm assuming that might have been maybe a rangefinder or something that would have been placed on that, maybe. Not 100% sure on that. But yeah, this is the underground bit, or the proper underground bit. Makes sense, so in relevance, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's where your gun batteries are placed. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm only using that for relevance. You can't see that, but there's a couple of trees that give me a good indication. Let's do this. Right. Cool. Glass as per usual. Wow. This is bigger than I thought. Oh, look at the size of this. Huge. Well, if this is the command post, it's quite a hefty thing. Wow. It's seen way better days, but then what do you expect for something that's World War II? Oh boy. Wow, I'm actually quite impressed. Look at these double doors here, look. Still here, just about. Bottom's rotted off. It's either rotten off or it's been pulled off. Wow, look at that, and the colour. That's nice. Oh, now that is nice. Oh, that's really nice. Look at that. Huh. Wow. We'll take one more look around this because, like I said, probably in your history lesson you'd get to see a few fair glimpses of this, but it's quite nice when we're here. We can just take a little bit of a longer look outside of the footage that you see on the history lesson. Look for her again. It's definitely on the scale of so this one really reminds me more of if you've seen the video of old Woking heavy anti-aircraft battery, where the command post is the only thing that's left, and that's freaking huge in there. Now this isn't as big as that, but it's still as impressive. And that site at Old Woking wasn't a although the command post was there, the idea was that they were meant to, well, you should watch the video. The idea is they were meant to, they could pack up and get ready very quickly. Whereas this one here, like with most other places, really was more of a permanent site. However, the command post at Old Woking was solid structure, like, I mean, mega solid structure, like this, but just bigger. There you go. Let's have a look outside. Hasn't actually done that yet. These steps are deceptive, really, because they're so shallow, and you've got one giant one. I'm glad I'm doing this in the summertime, because I'd hate to have done this in the winter. I'm slipping all over the place. You can see where the roof has collapsed in. Look at this, I like this. Wow. I mean, that's in relatively good condition, which is nice to see. So, yeah. It looks like there's little rungs for little steps to get up. There's a little ladder there, look, can you see that? Wow. Yeah, nice. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry for me moaning. I've recently had quite a bad bit of mental health and confidence, so I'm sort of doubting myself quite a lot in videos these days, even though I don't know why, I just am. But so sorry about that. Sorry it wasn't your positive upbeat sort of video that you normally, well, do you normally get that? I don't even know anymore. But the most important thing is that you came along with me, you ignored everything that I said about this place, and you had a bloody nice time. Now what I might do, I will walk around there to see if there's anything left of the where I think it was like accommodation, I think. But I looked around and there was like a brick wall and stuff, so I'm not sure whether it's worth it. I don't know. And obviously if you look on Google Maps and you look from the top down, it's pretty much demolished anyway, so there's nothing really exciting to see. But you got to see this, and that's the most important thing. So let's put this into context again. So this is what we're assuming is the command post. Then let's get up a little bit higher. Then you saw first gun battery with ammunition storage, second gun battery with slightly mysterious building. Not sure what that was. It almost felt like it was a little air raid shelter. It might not have been. It might have, I don't know what that was. Three gun battery, and then fourth gun battery, and then obviously in between those two, as much as it was with those two, you'd got a ammunition store. Then at the back, that big old building behind, that was labelled as a gun store. So yeah, and then obviously you've got a few other pillboxes and stuff. So that was it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And thank you so much for coming along with me, like I said. And just ignore me today. I'm having a wobble day today. So yeah, if you want to dislike it, you can do. I really don't mind if you do on this one today. Kind of feel like I deserve this video to be disliked today. So yeah, just dislike it for the fact that, you know, I've had a confidence issue and I'm going through some severe sort of mental health crisis at the moment. So yeah, if you just dislike it. It's not my normal sort of style where I'm sort of like geeking out on the history as much. I don't know why I'm doubting myself. I was even sort of like going, well, I know that's a gun emplacement, or I know that's a magazine store, and I know that's, oh, I don't know. Wow. Right, and on that note, in immortal words of Phoenix history, I'll see you all very soon. Take care for now. And because history matters, love to all of you out there. And thank you, I always say this, thank you so much for your kind words and your kind support. And yeah, see you all very soon. Take care for now. Kapow! Right, so just a final end to this video. I'm pretty sure that this brick building here, with brick structure, ruin of one, I think was part of the accommodation, because if I put it into context of where the accommodation should have been, so you've got the battery that way, sorry, getting eaten, and then there's a path anyway that takes you around here, and then I reckon it probably was around here, so I'm assuming that this brick built structure, they did say that nothing was actually survived of it, so just maybe a few ruins. I'm pretty sure this might have been part of the accommodation for the soldiers posted on the gun battery, so I thought I'd just quickly show you this. You can see that I'm following that around. There you go, and then it opens up, and then more importantly, you've got this fantastic view of the channel. And you can actually see France today, which is lovely. Isn't that amazing? I could stare at that for ages. But I've got to keep recording videos, because that's what I do at the moment. Right, anyway, I thought you'd like that. So we're assuming that that is one of the original buildings that the soldiers would have stayed at for the heavy anti-aircraft battery here. I'm sure if you ever live in the area, I might be wrong, so feel free to correct me. However, the area at which this is in is correct. So there you go. Nice little end to the story. See you later, everybody. Bye for now.